you prepare as thoroughly as you can. The guys play their asses off.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.
Listen, we talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
That you probably won't say it again.
I bet I do.
Okay.
Chris?
If you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Gather around, Skull Brothers and Sisters. This is Skull Rants, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Skull World. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, leave a comment. Tell me what you think about my topic today. Scene, booth, or both. Let's go. Let's skull. If you do that, if you are subscribed and you leave a comment, you will be entered to win a chance at an autographed Justin Jefferson jersey when I reach 3,000 subscribers. I'm almost at 2,850. Let's go. Let's skull. Hey, I don't know. I was having a discussion. Shout out to my buddy. He seems to think that Booth is going to get cut. I don't know. This is Chris Wallace. I had him on my show. He thinks he thinks Andrew Booth Jr. is going to get cut. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Booth Jr. and Cine both getting cut. Who's more likely to get cut? And that'd be the first and second round pick of the 2022 draft. I don't know. Can a GM make that decision and say, I was terrible. I draft terrible. Let me get rid of my first and second round pick for my first draft. That's way more embarrassing than him cutting all of Spielman's third round picks from that year. We got 4. I think it was 4. I don't know, but it was terrible. I need a new one. I need a new headset. Anyways, let's go. Now, I'm going to go through it and I'm going to look at PFF grades, but I'm looking at depth chart, kind of giving me a barometer of where these players are at. You're kind of doing the research with me as I'm going. So I love doing this. Now, let's pull up the depth chart. Here we go. So at left cornerback, you got Caleb Evans. Now, in my last video, I talked about how he was seeing ones, and so is Mekhi Blackman. Now, if you look here at right cornerback, they got, and this is ESPN. It's often wrong. This isn't the depth chart yet. We won't see one for a while from the Vikings, but Byron Murphy's probably a lock for sure. And then you got a Caleb Evans on the opposite side. Now, what's been happening in practice is Shaquille Griffin, second on the depth chart and right cornerback, you see at the bottom, has come in and Murphy's moved to the inside. Now, that's something he has done in his career, and it does give us more flexibility. Does that also mean less time for Josh Metellus playing corner? Because he's come in and played big nickel before. Does that limit him a little bit? No, that's just a thought there. That's the nuts and bolts of it. Was Metellus playing that because of our cornerback situation was pretty abysmal once you get past the starters. I love that we got Shaquille Griffin, veteran. I think he's a very good player. He's not great, but he's along the lines of Murphy. I don't think there's too much difference between them. Now, Caleb Evans just sometimes plays terrible, and I don't know. Maybe it's coaching. I don't know. He talks about in his Twitter feuds that, hey, you didn't know what the defense was. And there's truth to that. Coaches can put people in the wrong situation. Safeties can screw up making a cornerback look bad. But get off of Twitter. If you're good, we don't want that. Anyways, now if you look here, Caleb Evans, and then you look, it says Josh Metellus is the second backup there, and that tells you a lot because they got Andrew Booth Jr. after him. Now, if you go look at and I'm gonna look at Andrew Booth Jr. Uh, overall grade 68.6, run defense 59.8, and I think that's one of the strong suits, honestly. So we'll see. Coverage 69.1, which puts him at right at starter level draft grades. Because here's the big thing: is his passer rating allowed is 59.4. Um, 2 stops, 8 solo tackles, yards per reception 7.5. So he actually when he went in there played pretty solid, and I'm not. And the eye test showed it too. The eye test showed too. I'm not just going off PFF grades. Now Lewis Cine, 1 solo tackle, and I think that was on special teams. I have no idea how they gave him an overall run or coverage grade, but he got 1 solo tackle. I don't know if that was on special teams or not, but so Lewis Cine honestly looks like a bigger threat to get cut because safety is a strong suit. If you look, we got Harrison Smith and Cameron Bynum. Jay Ward, they shows is the backup strong safety. He was a late round pick. They got Theo Jackson and Lewis Cine here. Lewis Cine's last on the depth chart, but it shows we have 5. Now I can't think off the top of my head. I would think we had more safeties than that. But hey, if there's 5 and keep 5, then he'll be okay. So there's outside chance now on the cornerback side of things. We did McLaughlin. We picked him up, but I found out yesterday we only gave him $10,000, if I'm not mistaken, or was it 30? It was one of the lower tiers of money given to cornerback. Even though he looks good, they didn't give him a whole lot of money to come sign with us as a UDFA. So is Jalen Williams better than Andrew Booth Jr.? I don't think so. For me right now, the top 5 would be Byron Murphy Jr. or Caleb Evans, Shaquille Griffin, Andrew Booth Jr., Mekhi Blackman. That puts you at 5 cornerbacks. Metellus is the safety. Then you're looking at Kyrie Jackson or Jalen Williams and McLaughlin. So that's 5 corners. If we keep a 6, it'd be between Kyrie Jackson. Oh yeah, shit. So we got to keep 6 because Kyrie Jackson is a definite lock. I don't know. They got him depth charted wrong. So excuse me. Kyrie Jackson, he's going to be in the mix. I do think he has a greater ceiling than Andrew Booth Jr. And I really liked Andrew Booth Jr. coming out. But Caleb Evans, Kyrie Jackson. So that would be 6. Kyrie Jackson, Andrew Booth Jr., Caleb Evans, Byron Murphy Jr., Shaquille Griffin, and Mekhi Blackman. So he would, he makes a good point. Chris Wallace does. He might be out if we only keep 5. He might be out if we only keep 6 if McLaughlin beats him because Kyrie Jackson's making this team. I don't know, guys. Hey, a quick brief note I forgot to say a little bit about Justin Jefferson. What do we got here? This is aggregated by the Purple Persuasion per Adam Schefter. When the deal gets done, and it's on Justin Jefferson, when this deal gets done, and I think it will eventually get done, it's expected to make Justin Jefferson the highest paid non-QB in NFL history. So it'll be a landmark type of deal, and I think some of the other wide receivers are waiting to see where Justin Jefferson deal comes in before they do a deal because they are talking about, and let me see here, the highest paid 9 QB in NFL history, surpassing defensive end Nick Bosa, $34 million average annual value. So are we looking at a 34.5, a $35 million? Mike Florio thinks we're jerking Justin Jefferson around. Now I can't stand Florio, but he was semi-right. I don't think he knew exactly what was going on, but he was pretty right about what happened with Kirk Cousins leaving Atlanta. So is he right about the Vikings jerking Justin Jefferson around? I mean, he's showing up at T-Wolves games. He's showing a lot of flash. He's not showing up for OTAs, but again, I talked about it in my last video, understandable because of the business side of things. That's 2 years in a row. If he doesn't show up for mini camp, then I got a problem. But hey, back to the cornerback and safety situation. Tell me in the comments, do you think it's Lewis Cine gone? Do you think it's Andrew Booth Jr. gone? Who makes the team? Who beats them out? Is it McLaughlin? Is it Jalen Williams? I think locks for sure are Cameron Bynum. Oh, sorry, that's safeties. On cornerback, Byron Murphy Jr., Shaquille Griffin, Mekhi Blackman, Bubble. And I'm going from starter because Caleb Evans could suck so bad that he goes from starter to cut. So Bubble, Caleb Evans, Andrew B. Jr. I think Kyrie Jackson's a lock. So my idea is that Caleb Evans, Andrew B. Jr., and McLaughlin are fighting for 2 spots, and then we'll take 6. McLaughlin has a outside chance. They don't have a lot of big investment in them. You got the pride of you drafted Andrew Jr. in the 2nd round. It's gonna be hard, man. It's gonna be hard. And now on the safety side of things, I got Cameron Bynum, I got Harrison Smith. Theo Jackson shows up, man, and Jay Ward. They got Metellus listed as a cornerback, but you got him. Do we keep 6 safeties again? Do we keep 6 safeties? Is it, again, in the comments, is it Lewis Cine, is it Booth, or is it both? Cue the music.
You prepare as thoroughly as you can. The guys play their asses off.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.
Listen, we're talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We're talking about practice.
That you probably won't say it again.
I bet I do.
Okay.
Chris?
If you want to crown them, then crown their ass. If they are who we thought they were, when we let them off the hook.